Hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing today? Yo, it's Jared Taylor here, and as you see, I got a special guest with y'all today. I got JP's Jonathan Permenter. I don't know, sometimes I say it right. I always
Got
call him JP.
it. You
But
got
hey,
it.
he has been killing it. He comes from Texas and Austin, and I mean, when I really got into Atlas, he's one of the first leaders I met, and he has just been rocking and rolling. He's been everywhere, all over Texas, and now he's going all over everywhere. You're gonna be seeing a lot of him. You've probably seen him on Breakfast of Champions. He's been on there. Everything Atlas has been killing, he has been there. So, first I want to welcome him, but also once he tells you, I want him to tell us a little bit about him. I know a lot about him. I want y'all to know. So, John, JP, tell him a little bit about yourself.
Yes, absolutely. First and foremost, I appreciate you putting this together. I've been seeing a lot of the videos lately, and just to be able to see, a lot of the faces of Atlas and kind of what's building it from the foundation is absolutely wonderful. So I applaud you for that. But for those of you guys who are watching this, my name is Jonathan. I'm originally from San Antonio, but I live in Austin. I always tell my hometown because I represent San Antonio really hard. I love it to death. All my family is there. The way that I look at it is that's kind of the gridiron. You work for it and you earn it type of city, and that's where I came from. So with me, I was always trying to strive to be the best that I could, no matter what it was, whether in sports, school, or anything like that. It was very important for me to do that. And when I got started in the industry, it was fresh out of high school. I was 18 years old, and I had a mentor come up to me and share his idea of how I can be successful. And what made me so intrigued by it was because he saw in me what most people weren't. I was so used to people seeing me for who I was versus who I could be. And so I was very inspired at the fact to be able to change my surroundings. So, yeah, I mean, just getting into the industry, I've had lots of success, and I've seen the good, bad, and the ugly. And that's why I'm super excited to be on here to share my story and share, the rest of at least what I've known and what I've learned through the years to each and every single one of you guys.
Well, that's great, man. That's great. Like I say, that's very powerful. I like the way you say it, that's one thing that mentors do. I mean, I've experienced that with my mentor too, that they see in you what sometimes you don't see in you. They see what you could be before everyone else is telling you, oh, you'll never be this, you ain't good.
Right.
They'll see the true you and bring that out. So yeah, I
Absolutely.
definitely understand that. But hey, let me ask you a question, man. So with that type of drive, is that something that what helps you wake up in the morning? What gets you going in the dirt, like first thing in the day? What inspires you?
Yes, I love that. That's a great question because, for all of us, I think it changes throughout our years. We adapt to our environment or our career or our job, our passions, our goals. And, when I first got started in the industry, I was waking up with a totally different purpose, a totally different reason. When I got started in the industry, I was thinking that I was just going to get rich, that, I was very egotistic. I was very, wouldn't listen to my mentors. I thought I knew it all, that if I just went my way, that I was going to be successful. And ultimately, I learned very quickly that that's the quickest way to fail. So what drives me in the morning, at least now, right, is that I've learned to cultivate these subconscious thoughts and these feelings and these emotions of gratitude. So every single morning I wake up with gratitude, one, because God woke me up with purpose. It's another day, right? And I have the privilege to be able to, impact people's lives. This is my career. This is what I do for a living. And, I knew very early on that I had purpose. I just didn't know my true identity. So I didn't know how to follow my purpose. So what ultimately is my goal every single morning is to be able to go and impact somebody else who might be going through that similar dark time that I was going through, who I didn't truly know or understand myself. And when this industry came about, it taught me how to love myself, how to love others, and appreciate life.
That's great, man. That's powerful right there. You hit a lot of points. Sorry, it's because a lot of people be thinking about stuff like that, and a lot of people take that for granted. And
Absolutely.
Exactly, like that was I love that. I really do.
Thank you.
Well, hey, let me ask you this. I mean, think about that. I mean, about people in general. What would you want people to know about Atlas? I mean, especially those who are thinking about Atlas. What was something that you would like them to know about what we have going on here?
Yeah, absolutely. There's loads of different points that I would like to cover, but I'm going to keep it short and just hit the ones that are most important. Because with me and the experience that I've had in the 6 years that I've been a part of this industry, like I said in the very beginning, is I've seen the good, bad, and the ugly, right? So with me experiencing those different things, I was nowhere looking for getting into MLM. I wasn't looking for getting into that industry again. And when this person came and told me about Atlas, my wall was up, and I said that, you know what, I'm going to give it the opportunity and I want to hear it out first, because I was always open-minded and didn't want to miss out on the next big thing. Right. But there was some things that I needed to make sure that were in play before I said yes. One, I got to talk about the amazing culture. I mean, what we're doing right now is something that's not even familiar in anywhere else that I've seen, right? It's bringing value to the table to people who are watching, who might be inspired by something that you say or that I say, and giving people the opportunity or permission to have purpose, right? And that's where Atlas, that's their foundation, is based off of integrity. Is that essentially we're giving everyone the opportunity to go and change not only their lives, but people around them, right? And I want people to understand that when it comes to the platform, when it comes to trading, or it comes to health, or it comes to mindset, all these different pillars, whether it be spiritually, financially, physically, mentally, or emotionally, you can get all in one ecosystem, because we're an ecosystem of products and services available to everybody, right? And so that's the beauty of it. I want people to understand that no matter what it is that you might be slacking, and no matter what it is that you feel that you're falling off on, we have your back, and there's a community of people who will love you to death and give you the opportunity to grow, and give you that type of support and constructive criticism to help you become the person that you want to be. I would have never been able to do this back a couple years ago. I was very fearful of talking in front of a camera or talking in front of people. I wouldn't even be able to stand up on a stage. But like I said, the industry gave me that ability, and Atlas now has given me that ability to have a voice. And Atlas tells you that, hey, you have a voice, you have things that you to share to people, to inspire people, and we want to give you that platform.
Sure. I mean, man, this is probably one of the ones I had in a while. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I mean, you hit those so many different things. It's just like how you're saying. One thing with me as well, is the way with Atlas, is that I've been in other businesses back in the past, and
right.
Often do you get a chance where you can actually talk to corporate, see the CEO, see the COO, and they recognize you as a person, and they actually give you a chance to shine. You don't get that everywhere else. Like I said, I've been in network marketing for years, and to go to an event and see them,
yes,
to get to know them, and them talk to you, it's amazing.
It makes it that much more personable, and people be able to talk and shake their hands actually is crazy, and you don't see that anywhere. And I think people love that community aspect as well, to be surrounded by people that are more open-minded to growth and ambition and inspiration, where they're so used to a circle who doesn't care about your dreams or care about your goals or care about what you do tomorrow. And that's the beauty of Atlas, and the people that are backing it. Everyone in corporate has built in the field, so they know what the people in the field need. So that's important, right? Where there are other companies have corporate or people backing them that have never built in the field, so they don't understand field needs. And so that's another beautiful thing. Great point, Jared.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, man, because like you're hitting all these points, and like it brings the one question. I mean, you cover so many things, but hey, what is your why? What's the reason why you get into this? What does it for you? What's your why?
Oh man, every time I talk about it, I get pretty emotional. I was speaking about my why on stage at the first Austin event, and I got shaken up, and I actually just started crying a little bit because that's how I know that it truly is my reason why. And I've searched for so long, and I know that a lot of people, when you get asked, what's your reason why, a lot of people honestly don't know, and it's a big problem, and I want that's why I love what I do is because I get to kind of dig deep and help people figure that out. But for me, it took me years to figure out what really was it that drove me. And there's many different things that go into my one reason why. Okay. And I'm gonna touch on those points. But one of the biggest things was that growing up, I went through a number of different things which forced me to separate from myself and who I was as a person. I didn't really know, like I said earlier, my identity. And I struggled with trying to figure out who I was going to be, what was my purpose, what was my passion. And a lot of those days, which a lot of us experience, are very dark and lonely. And it feels as if that, you want something to come about, or you're asking for something to come about to just take you into that light, to give you that opportunity, to give you purpose. And like I said, the industry did that for me. And so, my reason why is to be able to impact a multitude, I mean, millions of people's lives that I can before I leave this earth, leave a footprint, because there's a lot of people that I know that are out there that are needing this just as much as I was. I know that there's a lot of people out there that are sitting there asking the same questions like, God, what is it that I need to do? What is it that will get me to the next level, or will make me successful, or help other people, whatever it might be, right? And that was for me. I was asking myself that question. Number two is my grandmother. She it's crazy. Uh, she's the one person who has so much compassion, and she's so genuine that we grew up in a rough neighborhood where I would see her be disrespected, and she still hands out her hand to help them up. And I would ask, that person was rude to you. Why do you still help them? And she said this one thing, and I'll never forget it. And she said, just because someone is rude to you doesn't mean that you change your character and stop helping, and being who you truly are. And that was powerful to me, because she was like, who she truly was is who she truly believed, is that she's a genuine person, and she's always going to help no matter what you do. And this person might be toxic, but they're toxic because of their own insecurities and their own failures and fears and whatnot. And it made me at a young age see this type of perspective. So I value her. What she did for me was to give me that type of intellect, give me that type of perspective to be able to help and impact other people's lives. I truly believe I'm doing this today and helping many people, thousands of people, because she gave me that perspective. But yeah, those are the two biggest things. There's a lot more, but I want to keep this short.
Okay, I totally understand. I totally understand. So why is a big question.
Oh, it is.
To break it down, I'll tell you, man, that was beautiful. My grandmother hold a special spot with me too.
Absolutely.
Just tell people, if I can grow up and be a third of the person my grandmother was, I'd be doing great.
I'm telling you, it's truly special.
Now thinking about on that note, if we grandmothers or role models in general, who are some of your role models? Who are some of the people that you looked up to through the years and stuff like that? I mean, who are some of your?
Yeah, absolutely. Number one, be my grandmother, that's for sure. And to follow that is when I got into personal development, because of a lot of those dark days and those times where I had all those negative beliefs about myself, or not truly knowing my identity. I got into reading a lot of books, as you can see behind me. I have my own personal, library, my personal stash. The first couple books that I picked up was the Tony Robbins collection. And, nothing was helping me at that time with my anxiety or my fears and my, false beliefs. And so I said, it's written down in literature somewhere. I know that there's answers. So I need to go out there and I need to find them. So I went to Barnes and Noble and I grabbed the Tony Robbins collection, and I learned as much as I could from him, read all about his story, and knowing that when he was young, 18, 19 years old, he was going through depression and going through different things, and he was trying to figure out his identity. So I related so much to that that and valued so much of his story and what he had to offer, that he was a really big role model and impacted my life greatly. And so that's probably one of my biggest ones for sure. But and number three, of course, is God, because I wouldn't be anywhere where I am today without him. And I truly got to give it back to him, because each and every single day he wakes me up. Like I said, he gives me breath. He gives me the opportunity to get on here and to inspire some people or somebody out there, as long as it's just one person. That's, I did my job. So that's definitely God as well.
Definitely. Yeah, I can't leave him out.
Nope.
Yeah, and it's kind of like how you were just saying at the end there. I mean, if you can just help one person.
That's it.
So that's one thing that I really try to do, and one of the things I like focus on for these little things that we put together. Because I always ask this question to all the people who I have on. If you could go back to when you first started and talk to yourself, kind of like that one person, because there's one person who's watching this right now who's wondering, I just got going, I'm thinking about going, what should I do? I'm looking at all these things. So if you could go back and tell yourself one piece of advice, or to tell that person one piece of advice, what would it be?
Yeah, that's a great question. Oh, I love them. If I would go back, one of my biggest things that just shot into my head was, man, be patient. Be patient, because being so young and egotistic as I wasn't focused on the bigger picture. I was focused on of wanting things to happen so quickly, instant gratification, and that was my biggest failure, is because, one, I didn't know who I was, and I was jumping into business that was a lot bigger than me. And I needed to be patient and understand that I was going to grow. Eventually, I was going to get to the person that I needed to be. And I wish that I would have listened to a lot of my mentors at that time for the many different things that they said when I was so negative about it, or saying that it wasn't working, or that, I'm not inspiring people, or all these, these false beliefs and these different things that were going on at that time is man, just be patient. It's all going to work out the way that it needs to be. And just give yourself that time.
True.
Yeah.
Everybody say, "Oh, I'm gonna start trading. I'm gonna be rich next month." Oh, I'm gonna
No, absolutely. It takes time. Yeah. Yeah.
I try to tell people, if you got a job, I don't want to like compare it to that, but
Right.
everyone's been to a McDonald's or something. If you
Right.
had first started McDonald's, how long would it take you to become assistant manager or manager or owner?
Exactly.
It's going to take some time, and the beauty is in the journey. The beauty is in the journey of meeting people like JP, like we have here, meeting these other guys and gals who are here to help us along the way, because a lot of us didn't have this.
Right.
We maybe had an upline or mentor, but to have as much as we have here, like having the breakfast of champions every day, we got someone else motivating us.
Yes.
Being in Discord for these traders every day, got someone else teaching us something. You just don't get that everywhere. So, I mean, I hope y'all really appreciate the journey, because that's something that me and JP, we've been going through this a long time, and we're going to continue, because that's the beauty of it all. When you can talk to other people and help other people, it's just a beautiful thing. I am so glad you agreed to come on today, JP.
Thank you.
We have a few minutes of your time. I'm telling y'all, keep an eye out for this guy. He's doing big things. This is the one right here, y'all.
Yeah, I gotta say, everybody who's watching, I appreciate it greatly. If you've made it all the way through on this video, and I hope that you've got some type of inspiration or some type of impact that you can take back with you. Like I said, if it's just one little thing that was said by either Jared or I that you can take back, don't learn without the intent to teach. So please go and teach it to somebody else, or please have patience with yourself, or understand, that it's all a part of the process. Fall in love with the journey, and there's a lot of good coming your way. And even in the midst of all of that's going on during this time, there's opportunity in everything. So I appreciate it, Jared. Thank you so much for having me on.
I appreciate it. All right, guys and girls, till next time, we'll have another one be coming right around the corner. Like I said, once again, thanks, JP, and we will see y'all next time. Peace. it's like as soon as the thing goes off, my phone starts ringing.